as we say, critical to being a leader is self-awareness. So, College Dunia have initiated a program of Thoughts on Education, where we persuade the thoughts of our education and institute to general audience. And for the purpose, today here with us on platform, we have Mrs. Archana Surana, founder and director of Arch College of Design and Business. She is also the Vice President of Cumulus Executive Board. Ma'am, it's so nice to have you here with us on our platform.
Thank you.
Ma'am, the very first question I would like to ask you that you own a key position at Education Institute. So, how your educational journey has been and what drove you to educational sector?
As far as my career as a design educator is concerned, I started my journey learning fashion design. But very early in my school days, I was very fond of different crafts. I had good hand skills and could draw as well. But more than that, I loved making things, which I very soon realized that after my 12th education, I started making clothes. I used to get them dyed, get them embroidered, and put them together. So colors really fascinated me. And that's where I somewhere started connecting with design. And so with design, largely I've been very hands-on with whether it was my course in fashion, and then I started sharing whatever I knew. And when I started sharing, I started getting a feeder and getting a feeler that, probably I can teach. So not that in design education we have a very organized system of education where teachers are trained to teach. So we all largely come from a background where we are practitioners. So sharing became an important part of my life. And that's how I started this institution, the Arch College, which today is a full-fledged college, but initially it was Arch Institute of Fashion. And I started in the year 2000 from my own residence, and I started teaching. Yeah.
Ma'am, the very next question that I would like to ask you is that being the founder and director of Arch College of Design and Business, what is your philosophy of leadership and how would you describe your leadership style?
For me, my life was all about being self-reliant and paying it forward. So these two things I have fulfilled with my journey at Arch College. And when I talk about being self-reliant, I see that it's the power of, actually making a voice in a patriarchal society. And that was very important for me. So I actually help a lot of other women besides being at Arch. I run a Women Mentors Forum where I help other women, younger women who have just joined the profession to actually sustain within the ecosystem. And yes, paying it forward has been very key, because if I have gotten these merits and I have learned so much from my society, I need to invest back into the society.
So next, I would like to ask that how do you strategize about the key programs and plans for the marketing and administration of the school?
As I shared with you that I started with a lot of humble beginnings, and with these humble beginnings, I really connected with the real people. The real people would be the students, the guardians, the parents, the stakeholders. And it's always been mutual that while they have learned from me, I have also learned a lot from them. And I have grown up understanding them. And it is very important to understand your customer, the student, and what their aspirations are. So when I moved into the city in the year 2000, in fact 1995, I realized that there was a huge potential in the city in terms of the resources it had, the gemstones, the fabrics, the textiles, and all the people who could make it. So I said, why not bring education in a manner such that students can become ready for the industry, and the industry can then mature much better and evolve faster, with design being key in the whole essence of their business. So that's how the institution has grown, because we could actually feed the industry and give students employability and give them their voice and their creative expression. So that has been at the essence at Arch. And for years, I don't remember I ever had a placement department, because students got placed very easily because we were giving industry-oriented education. So that's what is very important that I feel.
Ma'am, as you know that the education system in India and other foreign countries are structured very differently. So in your experience, what can be the inbound student gains from the studying here in your institute?
India has its own uniqueness when it comes to learning specifically design. While design is not very theoretical, it's largely practical. And we are learning all the time from our environment, from the real people who are the practitioners. So these real people are very difficult to find in today's world. While the Western world has moved towards technology and has embraced technology, India has those living traditions that we can learn from. The world is interested in learning from the real people. And that is what is very key. The structure of a 4-year program that we have at the bachelor's level, which is the bachelor's in design, we have learning outcomes here at every level, and we make sure that the attributes and the competencies that we want to achieve at each level, and the student has those competencies and they achieve through those learning experiences. So that's quite imperative with the international system. And we also offer an international study abroad program where our students they complete the first year and second year of college education of UK here at Arch. And the final year they complete their degree in the UK and then can take up another 1 year of master's. Now, to give an education of this level, which means that there has to be a certain parity and standard that we have to maintain globally so that our students can take progression to these international institutions. In design, contextual learning is very, very important. So while design has methods, principles, and elements, and all these can be put into a different context, and the context is the beauty, and that diversity of knowledge is very key when it comes to design education in particular. And I call design as a very holistic education because it actually allows the student to create solutions to the existing problems and opportunities from a future standpoint.
When we talk of an educational institute, curriculum becomes a vital part. So how here in our College of Design and Business ensures that best practices are being adopted for the industries?
As I just shared with you that regarding the curriculum itself, our undergrad program, the 2-year international study abroad program, and even our master's in design and entrepreneurship. So while I am an entrepreneur with humble beginnings, and as a design educator, I have been also teaching and creating curriculum for different universities all throughout this period. For the University of Rajasthan, we have articulated the Bachelor's in Design program in fashion design, interior, graphic communication design, product design, and jewelry design. These are all 4-year degree programs. Coming year, we are coming up with design, which is an interdisciplinary design program as an undergrad program. So I was also the dean at the Rajasthan ILD Skills University. So we've articulated the undergrad at ILD Skills University, and even the master's program. So a very unique program in design and entrepreneurship was proposed to look at that how it's important to embrace design at every level, right from project management to business environment to entrepreneurship. And so our master's program is also very interesting with aimed towards specialization for different industries. So we've been able to articulate these curriculum for the state universities. So Arch has been at the forefront of bringing design education into the state of Rajasthan, and nationally we have a great footprint in terms of how design education has shaped into the country. And internationally, while you just shared that I am sitting as Vice President on world's largest forum for art, media, design and architecture from 70 countries with 370 universities and colleges as members. India is on an 11 country board and I represent India. So it's a proud moment for students who want to come and study here in India. I think our education system and the new education policy has brought a lot of parity in terms of credit sharing, and the credits can be counted, which can really allow them to study anywhere in different parts of the world, including in India. Our international BTech program, which is the Business and Technical Education Council of UK, this program is internationally recognized. To a student who's coming, whether from Middle East or other Asian countries or African countries, they can come and study here for 2 years and then complete a degree in the UK or any other country who's validating a BTech degree, because there are 200 plus universities who are validated by Pearson, and this is a Pearson qualification. So it's interesting that this possibility is there, and even with the international, with the new education policy which allows credit transfers, I think it opens new horizons for the youth in terms of knowledge sharing and learning from different cultures and learning in different environments.
So what was the vision which you started, and what are the top priorities of Institute over the next 10 years?
So as I shared with you, the first and foremost was being self-reliant, right? And working smartly towards excellence. So that was a personal goal. And that personal goal, when it came, it was all about service and paying it forward. I think somewhere it started growing on its own. So that's how I always say that when we are at service, we will always grow. And that is what is the true essence at Arch. While I run the institution and running the Women Mentors Forum, all have grown over these years because of this deeper intent to serve the student, their interest, because every student is different, their capacities are different, and they need a unique education that can actually help them find their dreams. And when I found my dream through Arch College, I always look at each and every student who comes at Arch finds their dream through Arch College of Design.
And the very last question, as you shared the insight to the Arch College already, for the very last question I would like to ask you that any suggestion that you'd like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students?
Post-COVID, I have seen there has been a difference in the attitude of the students. The dynamics have pretty changed. And the student somehow probably feels that the web is the space, whereas design is all about learning from the real people. And we've started a design culture initiative, which is all about reaching to the schools, reaching out to the school educators and building a culture of design there itself. And alongside, now I'm doing another international program, we are calling it the Design Identity Direction. We are hoping to get 60 students from different parts of the world who will come and learn from the living traditions. So it's very important to keep our heritage, our indigenous knowledge alive, because India was always valued for this, and design education can really give voice to these real people and help livelihoods and communities grow and the industry at large. So over these next 10 years, as you asked me earlier, I see that the youth of India can embrace design, and design can really be the differentiator in terms of driving innovation today. And it's a time of innovation, and more than innovation, the mindset of circularity, the mindset of being at service and creating products and services that can be really meaningful, keeping the sustainable development goals in mind. So that's what probably is the future. My message to the youth is embrace design. We are in the most beautiful time of abundance, and design will give the real direction which can actually help the young people find their dreams, really bring true success to them, and shape the country into the most beautiful creative economy on the planet.
Thank you for your valuable advice and valuable time with College Dunia. Thank you.
Thank you, College Dunia, for having me over, and I'm really delighted to share my views here.